What's up, guys? Coach Preston here with Ball for Christ Elite. I want to kind of talk to you guys and share with you guys a little bit of my testimony and how I gave my life to Christ, and also how I started my basketball training program slash ministry in Ball for Christ Elite. First thing first is I gave my life to Christ in 2016, August of 2016, at a ministry by the name of Hoops Church. Um, I was at that time still pursuing my professional basketball career, and I was home, and one of my old friends invited me to Hoops Church. At that time, I did not know what Hoops Church was. He told me all it was a 5-on-5 stuff. You get up and down the court pretty much, and it's basically like an open gym, but the church did devotion time. So you go in there and play, and then you do devotion time, and then you go back and play. So at that time, I was kind of still in the world, and really didn't know Christ. So I was like, cool. I mean, I just want to hoop anyway. So we went on a Tuesday. Like he said, you know what I mean? He was like, when we was on the way there, we just gonna hoop, and when they do the devotion time, we'll go in there, but not really pay attention. So that's what we did. We went there that Tuesday, and like we played. Through the middle of that of playing, we did a devotion time. I sat in there, but wasn't really there mentally. We went back the next Tuesday, kind of did the same thing, and that third Tuesday that I went, during the devotion time, God was kind of tugging on my heart, and I felt like what my spiritual father now, his name is Mr. Jesse. I felt like what God spoke through him that day was directly to me. So towards the end, after giving the message, he asked if anyone wanted to give their life to Christ, and what it meant to do that, and how to do that. And I went up to the front and gave my life to Christ that day. And from that day, Mr. Jesse was kind of telling me like, hey man, there's something special about you. God is definitely gonna really use you for ministry. And at that time, I didn't know what to say. I mean, I was like, okay, I don't know what you're talking about, but okay, I'll take it. So we left there. He invited me to church Sunday, which is a church that we went to by the name of Church in the Sun. He invited me there. We went Sunday, and throughout that whole entire week, he was kind of putting into my head about a God encounter. It's pretty much a men's retreat, so where you go to a hotel for the weekend, no phones, no anything, and you just hear the word of God, and pretty much like it's pretty much church every day, and all day. So he invited me to the God encounter, and at that time I was kind of playing the ABA, it's American Basketball Association. If you guys didn't know what that meant, but when he was trying to get me to go to this God encounter, I used to give him every excuse in the world, like, hey, I can't go because I have combines this weekend, or it's just every excuse for me not to go. And so we went to church that Sunday, and he introduced me to many different people, and he introduced me to this one guy, Johnny Lopez. He told Johnny Lopez that he was trying to get me to the God encounter, and Johnny Lopez, never met him a day in my life. This was my first time encountering him, speaking to him, seeing him. He told me that if you can make it to this encounter, I will sponsor you. Now at that time, the encounter was like $100 and something. Like I said, I didn't know him at all, and God was like, I want you to come. I want you to come. I'm putting everybody in the place for you to come. So at that time, I'm like, man, this man said he'll sponsor me. He'll basically pay for me $100 and something for me to go to this thing that they're talking about, which is the God encounter. So I told him I'll think about it. And that week, that Monday, I told him, hey, look, I'm gonna take you up on your offer. So they was telling me how good this encounter was, and all these things. So I'm like, cool. I'm kind of nervous to go because I'm not sure what a God encounter was. So we went to the God encounter, and I can tell you that it was probably the best time of my life. God definitely like did some shaking up, some digging deep, and some restoring and some forgiveness. He did a lot of stuff that weekend that I needed. Um, I felt like I was missing something. You know what I mean? I was still pursuing my dream of playing professional basketball and enjoying that. And throughout that whole entire time of doing that, I was happy, but I felt like I was missing something. It was I still felt empty inside. So leaving that encounter, it was just like weight was lifted off of my shoulders. I just felt free. You know what I mean? It says in the Bible, when the Son sets free, you're free indeed. Meaning, when Jesus sets you free, when He died on the cross, you're free. So I really felt free leaving that encounter. And the encounter was done on Sunday. So we went to Hoops Church that next Tuesday, and my mentor right now, who's Pat Burke. Pat Burke played in the league for a really long time. Played for the Orlando Magic, the Phoenix Suns, many different teams, Sacramento Kings, I think. But he came and spoke that Tuesday at Hoops Church, and um, he was speaking. He was talking about his training program and what they do at their program. And when he was speaking about it, um, God was like, boom, like this is what I want you to do. Mind you, I'm still pursuing my professional basketball career, and at that time, I'm like, coach, like a coach, what is that? I can't see myself being a coach at that time because I was still a player. And God was like, this is what I want you to do. So He transitioned me from a player to a trainer literally in that moment. You know what I mean? He and it was like a quick change. I felt it like instantly when God brought that to me. I'm like, okay, this is what you want me to do. I would think about it. I'm talking to God like I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I thought about it, and got Pat Burt's information from Mr. Jesse, and I reached out to him and asked him what his program was about, and got some different ideas and stuff like that from to see kind of if it is what I wanted to do. So he gave me some good advice, and we talked for a long time. So he told me how you can reach kids and all these different kind of things, and I'm like, okay. So I started Ball for Christ Elite, um, and it was literally a month in, and God was bringing me so many different kids. You know what I mean? That kids that not only the kids that wanted to learn basketball, but the kids that needed to know who God was. And that's why we came up with our slogan: God uses our talents to reach His people. And we really believe that in here at Ball for Christ. Like we've seen so many lives changed, not just from training and getting them better. Granted, that's a really huge part of what we do. We work on skill set and skill development in players from 7 years old to professional. But we really focus on the kids getting to know who God is, and the kids, adults, their parents getting to know who God is, and what God says about their talents and how they're supposed to use them, and the reason He gave them their talents. And so we really focus on that as well as skill set and skill development. But God, I can definitely see God's hands in my training program. From the first day I started it to now, God has definitely been in complete control of everything. Like I was talking to someone last week, and I was telling them like I really can't say that I really put in a whole lot of work to be where we are in Ball for Christ Elite. Like I feel like God did 80 and I did like 20. But I, that's what happens when you have that relationship with God. He's able to show up in many different ways. As long as you do something that's according to His will and that will glorify His name, He's gonna be there every single time, and He's gonna make it known that He's there. Like it won't be any secret. Like, it's gonna be clear that he has his hands in something that you're trying to do. So um, we started that. We started Ball for Christ Elite, and now we're still up and running. My goals for Ball for Christ Elite are to um, get my own gym. I really don't know the backgrounds of how to do all these things. So if you're watching this video and you know how to get funding and all these things for a small business or something like that, please let me know, because I'm not sure. I'm kind of like lost. But that's my story. That's my testimony. Uh, I also want to tell you guys that God is an amazing God. Like I've made mistakes, and I'm sure if you're watching this, you've made mistakes. But God is definitely on your side. You know what I mean? The closer you are to God, the further you are away from the enemy, and the further you are away from God, the closer you are to the enemy. I just want you guys to be encouraged in that. Spend time with God, and let Him know that He's a priority. And your days and what you're doing, and like you can literally minister to someone. It don't have to be at a basketball training setting. You can literally minister to someone at your job, whatever your job is. You can literally minister to someone there. So be encouraged in that. Like that, I feel like that's all of our callings. Like I feel like God put all of us here to minister to someone and tell them about Him. So like I said, it don't matter where you are. Like you can work at a hospital, you can work at a grocery store, you can do training, whatever it is, you can minister to someone. So I just wanted to take this time to share a little bit of my story and my testimony, and also how we started Ball for Christ Elite. I appreciate you guys for watching this video. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. We're still trying to get our subscribers up, and still trying to let people know that we do basketball at Ball for Christ Elite, but that's not what it's all about. It's about reaching those people, reaching God's people to know Him, and for His glory and for His kingdom. So again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting our channel. We love you. Continue to stay tuned. We're going to be pushing out some more videos. We're probably going to be doing that once a week or twice a week. I love you guys. I thank you guys for your support. Again, if you're not subscribed, please go hit that subscribe button and the post notification bells so that you can know whenever we post a new video. Thank you guys. I love you. Peace.